This is Carson TV News, your capital city news source.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Carson TV News, your source for Nevada's capital city news. I'm Courtney Bloomer. Carson City is growing as evidenced by two upcoming road construction projects slated for public comment this week. First, Carson City Public Works has scheduled additional meetings for the public to review the latest designs of the Downtown Corridor project. The meetings will be held on Tuesday, September 16th at the Sierra Room at noon and 5:30 p.m. Plans for downtown include wider sidewalks and enhanced landscaping. This plan will implement the vision for downtown that was adopted with the city's master plan in 2006. The Carson Street Improvement Project is part of an overall plan to revitalize the commercial corridors throughout Carson City and will be funded through the 1/8 cent sales tax approved by the Board of Supervisors in April of this year. Other money from the sales tax will be used for projects to build a new animal shelter, a multi-purpose athletic facility, and community center improvements. For those who cannot attend these meetings in person, they will be broadcast live and rebroadcast on Government Channel 191. Another meeting will be held by the Nevada Department of Transportation on the next phase of the Carson City Freeway project. The meeting will be held on Wednesday, September 17th at the Carson City Fairgrounds Exhibit Hall at Fuji Park. The meeting will provide updates and a proposed schedule for the upcoming freeway construction, which will open the freeway to traffic between Fairview Drive and the Spooner US 50 junction in South Carson City. Construction is scheduled to begin in the first half of 2015, with the final segment of freeway projected to open to traffic in 2017. The public is invited to attend this open format meeting at any time between 4 and 7 p.m. to discuss the project and provide comments. An informational presentation will be held at 5:30 p.m. Governor Brian Sandoval called the Nevada legislature to a special session last Wednesday and Thursday to approve a $1.3 billion package of incentives to bring Tesla Motors to northern Nevada. Senate Bill 1 passed unanimously. The deal includes tax breaks, including credits of $195 million, and is projected to bring 6,500 jobs to the region. The factory, which will manufacture lithium-ion batteries, will be located in the Reno Tahoe Industrial Complex. Next up, Rob Beamer, the host of Sierra Nevada Outdoors, brings us a segment on an amazing obedience dog.
With me today is longtime friend and Carson City resident and professional dog handler, Michonne Mills.
For the last year, we have enjoyed competing in dock diving competitively. And we also are competing in Mondio Ring, which is a ring sport that involves obedience, agility, and protection sports.
And I'm a little jealous because this dog jumping thing that you guys are into is something I've always wanted to get into. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was couché. She's never, didn't really like water, and I was invited to some friend's house that had a pool. And I said, I just want to see if she'll jump in the pool, and she didn't want anything to do with it. And finally got her jumping off the side with her toy, and then by the end of the day, she was jumping half the distance of her pool, of their pool. So they had a dock diving event in Gardnerville last year, and we just decided to do it for fun.
We can see half the pool from where we're situated here at the site. Live time, I can't see the dock, but we've got a screen so that we can see all the camera angles that are happening, just like what you're seeing.
Yeah, well, what matters and what's great is we're able to watch this live footage. Whoa, that.
So we currently jump with splash dogs. We are currently ranked #1 in the country out of about 300 ranked dogs. Her current average right now is 28 feet 5 inches.
Right, which is just let's throw out the what's the record right now?
28 feet 7 inches.
7 inches, right? So you're she's 2 inches off.
Yes.
Cassie, the Carson Animal Services Initiative, is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to raise funds to assist Carson City in building a safe and modern animal shelter for animals in need in our community. Their third annual 5K9 Fun Run and Walk will be held at the Carson City Riverview Park on Saturday, September 20th. This is a gentle 3-mile course, and participants are welcome and encouraged to bring their dogs along to the event. The run will begin at 9 a.m. with check-in between 8:15 and 8:45. Sounds like a great way to spend a fall day with your fuzzy friend. Avast, me hearties! This Friday, residents from Carson City and around the world will celebrate a fun and silly holiday. Here's more from Jeffrey Fast.
Thank you, Courtney. According to an official and highly suspect source, once upon a time, two guys, John Bauer and Mark Summers to be precise, were playing racquetball. As they flailed away, they called out friendly encouragement to each other. Duck and, oh, my hamstring! Things like that. On a particular day, June 6, 1995 to be precise, for reasons not even Bauer and Summers completely understand, they started to shout their encouragement in pirate slang. While the details of that momentous day have been lost to ancient history, whoever let out the first "arg" started something. One thing led to another, and by the time the hour was over, Summers and Bauer had realized that lapsing into pirate lingo had made the game more fun and the hour pass faster. They decided then and there that what the world needed was another national holiday. Talk like a pirate day. First, they needed a date. As any guy can tell you, June 6th is the anniversary of World War II's D-Day. Guys hold dates like that in reverence and awe, so that there was no way they could use June 6th. Summers suggested September 19th. That was and is his ex-wife's birthday, and the only date he could readily recall that wasn't taken up with something important like Christmas or the Super Bowl or something. Since that inauspicious beginning, Talk Like a Pirate Day has spread worldwide and is now International Talk Like a Pirate Day, with a website and a Facebook page and parties and everything. There are a couple of things to remember for International Talk Like a Pirate Day. First, you're not required to dress like a pirate, or to eat like a pirate, or drink like a pirate, unless, of course, you really want to. You are especially encouraged not to smell like a pirate. Only talking like a pirate is required. Second, you should only talk like a pirate to your crew in order to encourage them. Calling them scurvy dogs is not an encouragement, but shouting "Avast!" is always appropriate. Don't forget the ubiquitous ARG! Friday, September 19th. It's not only Mark Captain Slappy Summers' ex-wife's birthday, it's International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Now, get out there and shiver me timbers!
Do you have trouble eating your greens? Well, stay tuned. Our food editor, Amanda Long from Chive Cooking, brings us a new twist on broccoli.
I'm going to show you how to easily pan fry broccoli. I'm going to use some Asian flavors in this recipe: sriracha, soy sauce, ginger, and sesame oil. But you can do this for any type of recipe that you'd like. My oil is warm here in the pan, and I put a little grapeseed oil because it has a high steam point, so it won't burn really fast. And then I put sesame oil in there as well because it has a high smoke point as well. And I wanted to give it a little bit of that sesame flavor. So I'm going to add my broccoli. You can hear the sizzle of that hot pan. And I'm cooking this on about medium-high because I want to get a good, quick sear on my broccoli. So once your broccoli starts to get a little bit of char and you can see the color changing a little bit, I have mixed sriracha soy sauce and ginger in here, and I just stirred it up a little bit. And I add some water to this because the flavors are going to concentrate in here once you put the liquid in here and it steams away. So I'm going to turn the heat off, and I'm going to get my lid ready, and I'm going to pour this really quick and cover it because it's going to steam. And then I let it sit off of the stove, off of the hot burner. Okay, so now this has sat for 4 minutes, and this is going to be cooked to a crisp tender. So this is 4 minutes. If you like it a little bit more on the softer side, you'll probably have to let it sit for maybe 6 to 8 minutes instead of 4.
Thank you, Amanda. That looks delicious, and I know many of us often steam our broccoli, so this will be something new to try.
In high school football, Carson High defeated North Valley's 35-21, the second straight win for the Senators. Dayton is off to a 3-0 start for the first time since 2009. Skylar Bernston rushed for 344 yards to lead the Dust Devils to a 27-20 win over Spring Creek. Meanwhile, down in Douglas, the Reno Huskies took out the Tigers 30-0. The Carson boys soccer team is on a roll. The Senators are 2-0 following Friday's 5-0 win over Spanish Springs. The girls soccer team played a couple of scoreless games this past week, tying Reed and Spanish Springs 0-0, bringing them to a 1-2-2 record. In volleyball, Carson dropped to 1-1 in league play following a loss to Reed. The Senators are now looking forward to their home opener on Tuesday.
Youth theater is alive and well in Carson City. Here's our youth reporter Kit with a story about Annie auditions that recently took place.
Hi, this is Kit, reporter for Carson TV, and we're down here at the Carson Community Center getting ready for the Annie auditions. Let's go take a look. I am here at the Annie audition. There are some pretty talented kids, guys, putting themselves out there and singing in front of everyone in this gym. It takes a lot of confidence. It is a challenge, but they are doing whatever it takes to get where they want to be. So we saw some fantastic auditions. If you are interested in watching this theatrical performance, then you can come to the Carson Community Center to watch on January 9th through 11th. This is Kit, reporter for Carson TV.
Thank you, Kit. In 2014, the Autumnal Equinox brings the fall season to the Northern Hemisphere on September 22nd at 10:29 p.m. The word equinox comes from the Latin words for equal night. The fall and spring equinoxes are the only days of the year in which the sun crosses the celestial equator. On the autumnal equinox, day and night are each 12 hours long. The sun crosses the celestial equator going southward. It rises exactly due east and sets exactly due west. St. Teresa of Avila will be holding their annual fall festival in Fuji Park on September 21st. The event starts at 11:30 and ends at 5 p.m. The St. Teresa of Avila Fall Festival, formerly the Basque Festival, brings many people from surrounding communities including Douglas, Gardnerville, Minden, and Genoa, as well as Washoe County and Dayton. Join us for a great day of fun. Have you been seeing more street musicians on the streets of Carson City lately? These musicians are called Buskers, and they're here to introduce you to busking. The film Find Your Way, a Buskers documentary, will be showing Friday, September 19th at 7 p.m. in the Brewery Arts Center Performance Hall. Find Your Way is an excellent film about the art of busking and how musicians can help to change the atmosphere in a community. Here's the trailer for the film.
I'd only bust a couple of times in my life before it was a terrifying thing to think about doing. There's no stage, there's no lights, there's no nothing to hide behind, you know?
You're naked. You're standing out there in front of hordes of people wanting them to listen to you and pay you.
Busking, when it's done well, it becomes almost like a venue. It happens to be on the street or in the subway, but it becomes a place where people expect to gather. As a musician, though, it's not very satisfying to have people walking by, not even glancing in your direction, and you're giving something that's, you're not getting the other side of the equation, which is the audience.
I do want to make it. I do want to be played on the radio. I do want to sell lots of albums. This is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. Playing music is amazing, so you got to start somewhere, you know what I mean?
I used to just play in the subway and on the street, play occasionally in clubs, sell a handful of cassettes out of my bag, and that was it. I was like, I'm done. I'm totally successful.
Sometimes people are like, so are you out here trying to make it? It's like, what? I've made it. I am here.
And why are you playing here? Why am I playing here? I like it here.
The 4th annual Steampunk Parade was held on Saturday in Virginia City. If you missed that, be sure not to miss the upcoming Steampunk Ball at the Nugget here in Carson City on October 31st. A limited number of tickets are on sale for the first ever Nevada Day Steampunk Ball, a costume fundraiser for ages 18 plus at the Carson Nugget Ballroom. The event will take place from 7 p.m. to midnight. The event's theme combines the formality of old-time nostalgia with a lighthearted science fiction twist and includes high-energy dance music, sweet treats, and a costume contest with prizes. Tickets are $25 per person, and they can be found online at steampunk.nevadaday.com. And here's a reminder from Taylor Radke about the upcoming League of Women Voters Candidates Forums taking place in Carson City.
Get your calendars out and mark September 22nd, 25th, 29th, and 30th for the League of Women Voters Election Forums. In conjunction with Sierra Nevada Forums and American Association of University Women, the election forums to be held at the Carson City Community Center Sierra Room will present both candidates for races and proposition questions that will be on the ballot for the general election on November 4th. The public is invited to attend these forums in person or watch on Charter Cable 191 or simulcast on CarsonTV.org government channel. Doors open at 5:30 and the forum begins at 6 p.m. each evening. More information can be found at www.lwvnn.org. Early voting begins on October 18th. The last day for early voting is Friday, October 31st. The early voting location is the first floor on the County Courthouse, 885 East Musser Street.
Thank you for joining me for this week's edition of Carson TV News, your source for Nevada's capital city news. We'll see you next week.
We're back. The Brewery Arts Center celebrates the very best in arts and entertainment during the fall membership and donation drive. And while you're here, don't forget to check out our fabulous artisan store and Foodie's Bistro. Come check us out on September 19th for the Nevada premiere of the award-winning independent film Find Your Way, a Buskers documentary, at 7 p.m. in the Performance Hall. Then on September 27th in the BAC's Black Box Theater, the Roots Music Series presents the Slide Mountain Band at 7 p.m. Also on the weekend of September 26th and 27th, Bruca Theater presents Gruesome Playground Injuries in the BAC's Performance Hall. There are plenty of ways you can get involved. Wild Horse Children's Theater's Improv Workshop happens on September 27th. There are always classes in arts, and the Carson Creepy Film Festival happens later in October. You can also send us your news for Carson City's only weekly news show, Carson TV News. Membership gives you discounts on all this and more. Check us out at breweryarts.org for more information.